Mic muted. Check, 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 check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hopefully you can hear me. Looks like you can. Let's see if you can see me. Hey, there I am. Let's see. Let's make this work. Having issues, of course. Every time I plan a live, it always is an issue getting on. Like the ghost in my machine just take over. Well, again, welcome to the beatzillapdx official show. I'm doing a few things today, so this is going to be one of a few lives. Hopefully, the sound will be a little more better on the next one. But as you see, this is what we are covering today. So never forget, just a simple post to stop black hate. But this is just going into the actual true American history. Just addressing some of the things we are actually seeing and witnessing before our faces that have been passed down through generations. This is one of them. This is definitely one of them. It's pretty self-explanatory. So again, I wanted to do this live broadcast based on this actual American history and where did these children end up? And it's just this one's to make you think about these children and where they end up. Because a lot of people, when I posted this yesterday, there were some people who saw it and they immediately were angered. They're immediately angered. And, rightfully so, because it basically exposes generational white supremacy. So they didn't like this at all. And then some came and tried to make it about, oh, well, those are Democrats. And this, that, and the third. At the end of the day, I don't see a political sign here. I do see a statement of a religion, the religion of white supremacy. That much is clear. That much is very apparent. So these are things we can see. Hopefully you guys are getting notifications. Not sure if they're going out. But we're here. So once again, this is the beatzillapdx official show. I am beatzillapdx. Also introducing a new platform, which is Melanated People. So for the foundational Black American family and all the other melanated family around the world, you can download the Melanated People app, and you will have to get approved. So if you're not official, then you're not going to make it. So it's more of a platform for us. It's a Black-owned platform that allows us to speak. It also has a feature of having kind of the clubhouse deal too. So once enough people can get on it, then Reza Islam is having. I think he does something every Friday on that. So it's a call, like I said, kind of a clubhouse. I forgot the other one, Discord type of deal. So yeah, Melanated People, check that out. I'm Michael Beatzilla Whitmore on Melanated People, beatzillapdx on Instagram, beatzillapdx on Twitter, and beatzillapdx on Facebook. So of course, like and share this channel and this video. So going into this, just look at what we see here. They got upset on my Instagram because they're looking at, oh, well, this was so long ago. This is the best you can do. And some of these people just went full-blown racist because, that's just what they are. And this exposes a generational situation. So I just want everybody to take note that in this picture, you're seeing this little girl Well, around these people, that little girl is probably, I'm sure she's still alive right now. She hasn't like gotten sick or died in a car wreck or something like that. Um, but for all intents and purposes, the children that you see in these videos are still very much alive. Have you ever seen one say that they were the kid in these pictures? So when we see things like this, they don't want us to look at it like, well, that little girl can be somebody's. That could be your high school teacher. It could be your children's elementary school teacher. They could be your nurse. Uh, they could be your judge. They can be police. They can be your lawmakers, your politicians. Um, so they are being groomed to be in a controlling class uh, from the jump, as you can see. And that's what we need to pay attention to. See, we have so many folks out here that really don't look at what really is. And the truth of the matter is all of these kids that were at these Klan rallies and these lynchings, these kids grew up seeing that. You know what I'm saying? How many of those kids say that I was that kid in the photo? You don't know who those people are. And you don't know who they are today. So that is something that a danger that we live with in America as foundational Black Americans. That's a grave danger because, all of these people can hide. They have the ability to hide. But one thing about it is they are ingratiated with, ingrained with the notion of superiority. They're being raised in a system that is based on the oppression of Black folk. Simple as that. So who did these children end up being? So just keep in mind, these are your teachers, your lawyers, your doctors, your public defenders, your judges, your politicians, so on and so forth. You see how the system works? That is the system of racism. It's an institution, not just somebody, saying disparaging word or harsh words to you. No, this is a system of oppression that works. It's a finely well-tooled, a well-oiled machine, tuned up and ready to go 24/7. And when you generate this, see, these people don't really want to be honest with themselves. They understand what they were putting, like doing to the curses that they were putting on their own children. That's why the birth rate is gone. You can't cause that much death and not pay the price. So y'all better keep in mind what is going on with them in these last days, as they say. One of them being that, these people want you to forget who they are. So, like, I put this out here so we can tie in this picture here into what we saw January 6th. So the little girl right here is probably like the grandmother of some of the attempted coup individuals January 6th in Washington, D.C. Never forget. Never forget when they tried to take over the country. The same people that are the offsprings of this. This is where we are. Now, anybody that's out there still talking about you need to vote for a system that these people control versus making them honor you, look at all those different people back there. Just look behind the women. Here's another thing about this picture too. I want y'all to take notice, especially you Black men who are so enamored with their women. You can look at least 2 generations right there, maybe 3, of white supremacist women. That was another thing they didn't like me exposing here. I wanted to make sure that I've made it very plain and clear. Look at what you see. Be careful of who you call friend. Because, see, this is a very well fine-tuned machine and they know how to use it. I remember as a kid growing up, you would have to maybe slap a few white kids for wanting to test you and try to say, oh, let me call you the N-word. They would do this thing to where they say, oh, man, I don't mean you. You're different than the other ones, man. Now, I get you slapped all the same. So the little let me try to test the waters to see if I could say the N-word around this man, or as we were children, I never let that fly. So people have these friends, they allow them to get away with certain stuff. It's like, why do they want to? They not us. They're not us at all. So I mean, what for what reason do you want to revert back to your own ancestors' word for us? See how they flip it? They tell you, well, it ain't fair that I can't say it. What do you want to use a word that your ancestors, if you're going to sit up here and deny these racist ass ancestors of yours, then why do you want to use their word so bad? And y'all ignorant Negroes that sit up here and be like, oh, no, man, that's my friend. They cool, man. They down. Nah, they not. And if they were so down, they'd be sensitive enough to know that they can't do that. But they'll use you as an excuse to say that to other black folks, especially if you're around. And I've seen this happen many a times and had seen people get checked behind it. Don't let these people get up here, get comfortable, too familiar with you, because they're not familiar with your people. And some places, that ain't going to go down. Don't let you get away with walking up to somebody, I'm going to drop the N-word on you. Yes, indeed, they absolutely train their children to be racist. And, and like I was saying earlier, how, they literally had their kids at these lynchings, I'm sure they were at the slave blocks and auctions as well. That might have been a little rowdy for the children, but just because people were really trying to get their hands on a good buck, get some of them young wenches. Isn't that the thing? I'll get to that in my next broadcast. But again, just keep in mind that these people have offspring. It's a very well working machine. And for the black folks, especially the Biden voters, everything we're going through now, we're the target, because all you did for voting for Biden was aid what you see on the screen. This is who they are, man. So you can't keep voting. Can't keep voting for them expecting a different result. Like, okay, tell me which one of these racists is better. There's got to be a lesser of evil here, right? Oh my Lord, y'all people are out of your mind. What lesser two evils? Where is the lesser in this picture? This is a Klan rally. But you get these people to sit up here and talk this foolishness. And unfortunately, depending on the position they hold in their family, people will buy into that philosophy. I just told a sister yesterday, who is a grandmother, and like, I'm probably going to read the comment on one of my next broadcasts. I'm doing 4 today. So this is 1 of 4. This wasn't meant to be long at all. I just wanted to, again, put this out there in your ear, because I do have, let's see, I got 3 more. So I want to get these titles here. Let me read these titles to you. See what this is what we're gonna be talking about today. So I figured, I might as well make sure I get 4 in, because there's so much happening. Most of the stuff I'm talking about today literally happened online. So this is of course, this picture here this is what I posted on my Instagram yesterday. And of course, some people they went so far off the rails that they just had to delete their post. I don't know if Instagram deleted it or if they just felt that they went too openly white supremacist with it and deleted it themselves. I'm not actually sure. But the very next episode will be the anti-black woman agenda. And that that's going to be an interesting podcast because just of the response and the feedback for some of y'all who follow me on Twitter, you have already by now saw what I posted yesterday or the day before. I think it's just been getting so much reaction. What has been interesting? Hey, Silent D. Thank you, Queen Adia. Yes. No. You didn't miss it. I'm about to wrap this up because I'll be back at 11:50. So I'll be back doing a broadcast about the anti-black woman agenda, and that is tied to for those who have been with me for a minute. I've talked about the agenda before, especially if you saw one of my little Nas X broadcasts from last week. That will tie hand in hand with what I'm bringing today, because we're talking about agendas. And one thing that I hope people understand is at the end of this month, buck breaking comes out. So there's a very strong push to get a lot of propaganda out before it drops. You understand what I'm saying? They need to get all of the propaganda out that they can, because when buck breaking drops, it's gonna give people a view of what nobody wanted to admit, and that's that there is an actual agenda. Oh man, yeah, very much so, Silent D. And the longest war we've been in. But you got to remember, and I want people to always understand, especially foundational Black Americans, you are so special that they had to erase everything about you so you could never get any strength. Do you know how much you're feared? That's some serious fear. I don't even want you to come close to the memory of who you are. That also lets you know that they believe in reincarnation. Sometimes the truth lies within their lies. You understand? And the Stop Black Hate thing. There was a post that went up the other day talking about Stop Black Hate. Instagram took it down. So first everybody was sharing what Instagram had did, but then we just started making our own and just resharing them. So oh man, I'm telling you, and here we go. They got so upset that we saying Stop Black Hate. Anytime the Black folks are trying to look out for one another or get on one accord, then you'll get this. You'll get this pushback. You'll get the fake trolls. And like brother asked me yesterday about why do I still live in Portland, Oregon. Well, you know that I myself confess to this being the University of White Supremacy. Yes. What the hell am I running from? You that weak? This scares you? Nah, man, we battle tested, battle strong, battle ready, pimp. So I don't even understand the whole line of, oh man, you know, why would you want to be up there with all around those white people? I was born and raised here. I don't want to be around nothing. But this is where I'm from. What am I running from? White supremacy is global. So I'm gonna leave my hometown to be around what? A bunch of cowards? I don't rock with y'all either. And if that's your thinking, I don't want to be around you. You don't have any confidence when you're in the midst of them. You lack confidence around them. And being comforted and in your own little cocoon, that makes you feel better. Eesh. You're not ready for battle, sir. This lane isn't for you. Go ahead and pack it on up. Pack it up. You're done. Because you have already displayed a certain level of fear to me, that even with that question to me makes you look suspect to me. Why are you still living here? Why do you still live in America? Where are you going to go? People are like, I'm leaving America. I'm leaving America. That's what you think. You're going to leave America, try to hit that border. They're going to be like, have you been vaccinated yet? Y'all better wake up, man. Really. So we're going to get into it today. So I will be back in about roughly 20-30 minutes. About 25 minutes, I guess. And we will talk about the anti-black woman agenda. But again, before I go and close this broadcast out, just take one last picture. Remember that this little girl right here probably ended up somebody's school teacher, maybe nurse, maybe doctor, maybe lawyer, or maybe judge. Look how fine-tuned that machine is, bringing up the child in the way she should go. 100% anti-blackness. And we got to be mindful of that. Now, for those who like to use the word hotep and woke or whatever that is about us, you better take a hard, long look at these old pictures and recognize these children that are in these pictures. Because who are they today? Why you think your boss likes you? That might be her. Oh, she was such a great teacher. Probably leave school every day talking about you like a dog at home. I mean, you know, being from Portland, I've seen it. So, and that's, again, that's the beauty of being in a place like this. I get a chance to really see who's who, see what's what. There's no frills. Absolutely. There's a no frills thing. Oh, and before I go, let me tell y'all something. Okay, so last week we had to take a little road trip, right? So we rode up to Seattle. And let me tell you something. We stopped in the South Center Mall. So it's like from where I'm at, I'm in Portland, so we're just going straight on up I-5. Man, we got to the mall, and it's a big mall, right? They were doing vaccinations, but on the other side, we went into the mall, and it's like, it's so big. It's like two malls put together, I guess. But I've never seen anything like this in my life. I thought I was in a foreign country. Man, do you know that it's all immigrants in that mall? And this is just right up the way. So if anybody is talking about Asian attacks, blacks attacking Asians out here in the Northwest, they are lying or it's staged. Because I've never been to the mall to where I've seen like literally there's Asian stores, like Japanese brand stores, all of these. There is not one American store in that mall. JCPenney's. We had to walk through JCPenney's. The food court, they had a whole section, like it was like Asia Town in the, they called it something. There's something like Asia Town or something like that, or something to that effect. But all the restaurants in this area are all Asian. So it was really interesting to see. Oh man. They smiled in your face all the time, want to take your place. The backstabbers, ain't that the truth? And y'all, if y'all ever get a chance to get up north, I know Queen, you're down there in Cali, so I know you see the heavy presence there. Man, Northwest is completely Asian ring. So don't let them drop them lines on you that we over here jumping on them. Man, you out your mind. Yeah, Jason Black had, because he had to roll through here. So coming through Washington, man, you get up there, partner. It's heavily, we have heavy pockets of Asian communities here. They have their businesses here in Portland, but I've never been anywhere where I saw the mall and it literally looked like I was in a different country. I didn't see any foundational black Americans out there when I was there. We were either Asian, African immigrant, or Mexican. We were the only foundational black Americans walking around that mall. So, had a fun trip though. But it was very interesting to see. I was like, wow. Okay, I don't want to hear nobody talking about no blacks on Asian attacks up here. Because, partner, black folks are so far outnumbered up there, it ain't funny. Jason Black ain't playing. That's no exaggeration. He's not lying. Lord, he ain't lying at all. As a matter of fact, I don't even think he was able to give you a real good depiction of what you'll see when you go there. I mean, it's like, it's insane. I've never seen anything like that. Oh, really? New Yorkers like that? Oh, wow. I didn't know that. But you know what? Some of the brothers out there that I, of course, associated with in New York, they did a video because, we wanted to see what it was looking like out there. So they did a video just riding around Harlem. Not what I expected to see. I was like, you got Starbucks, you got Whole Foods, like white women in spandex walking dogs. This Harlem? And then they show you, well, here's where the powder is. Whoa. Gentrification is real. Okay? Remember, this might be a councilwoman making laws, aiding to get your black self up out your area and that comfort. Eminent domain. I played drums for a church here, Bethel AME. I played drums here. They are at a location that they got moved to because they put the Coliseum, which is our old sports facility. We now have the Motor Center, which used to be the Rose Garden. But oh my Lord, what they did was they ran the freeway right around it. So what they were doing was made all these black folks move out their black community, which is now where our stadiums are. Then further up, right where the Black Panthers had their free clinic, and I think they had a dental office, and they also served breakfast there. That was leveled before I was born. Still a parking lot today. No, empty lot, not even used for parking. They don't want anybody touching that property because they don't want the energy of what was being done coming out. And that is the nature of these people to which you see. So, family, I'm going to close out this broadcast, but remember how great you are. You are so great that they had to erase everything about you. So, something I also want to say, when people be like, well, why isn't this in a museum? Why ain't this in a museum? Don't worry about what your artifact. You should not expect any of your history to turn up in a museum. Wouldn't that be a key to your past? Trust me, they got our stuff, but they ain't displaying ours. Okay? But they got it. They got it. So, I'm just putting that one out there. With that being said, Babylon is falling. Babylon is falling. Let it fall and let us rise. This has been the Beatzilla PDX official show. I will be right back, in the words of Queen Abadai Shakur, right here at 11:50. And until then, of course, follow me on Twitter, Beatzilla PDX, Instagram, Beatzilla PDX, Facebook, Beatzilla PDX, and on Melanated People, Michael Beatzilla Whitmore. So, oh yes, very much so. Let me let y'all read that message before I go. Soak it in. We got a lot of work to do. We got to spiritually tighten up, and we definitely have to get ourselves on point and put this wickedness to death in the spiritual sense. So with your spiritual mind and your spiritual warfare, go to work. Go to work on them devils because they got it coming and it's needed.